All right, I think we are live. Let's turn this music down. Turn this music down. And
good day, everybody. Can they hear us?
I think they can. The levels are there.
Testing.
All right. Hey, chat. Can you give us a verbal? All right,
Good.
cool.
Good?
I think so. Refresh
well,
here.
Good day, everybody.
Hey, all right. Looks like we're up to 50. We are up to 50. Yeah, as you post in the chat, we would love to know where in the world or state. Oh no, hold on a second. Why is this chat saying it's no show? Okay, hold on. Something got wonky. All right, so it looks like the chat got separated here, which is not good. Reload, click the new live link. All right, can you guys see and hear us? Sorry. I thought this was all set, good to go with the chat. No, okay. All right, so let's do this. Yeah, do it up. I'll get this going and I'll get them. All right, I think that did it. Want to get the correct chat here so we can engage with our audience and all right, here we go. Okay.
Who's winning the Dodgers game? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, that was it.
Are we in business? Can you guys hear us?
Yeah, I just need to get the pop-out chat. We're live. I just need to get the correct chat so I can see what everyone's saying. But we're on camera. We are good. So give us just a sec.
While you were doing that, why don't we just get going here? So, chat, we'd love to know where you guys are at. So just let us know there in the chat. What's Eduardo? Get it synced up. We'd love to read off some of the places you're tuning in from. Hopefully. bear with us. This is our first live stream. We're usually, go on somebody else's show, and that's all good. But we thought we would try this one. We wanted to do it for a while. Just bringing everybody up to date. And actually, today we got a nice special announcement to make. And we'll got a couple updates, and we're also going to do a giveaway too. So make sure you stay till the end.
All right, I think
And
we are, all right, perfect. We got audio. Thank you, guys. All right, perfect. I got chat, we got audio. We're in business. Let's go. All right.
All right, where are we seeing? Where are we seeing there, Eduardo? Who we got checking in?
All right, we have, okay, everyone. Da, 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 da. Let's see, I got Desmond, AJ Jetspec, Console Arcade. Charlie Chuck is here again. We remember him. Looks like
We know you,
Bill's,
Charlie Chuck.
Bill's Retro. I'm seeing 1-6 Junkie.
Bill. All right, 1-6 Junkie.
And we got Mike Comptech. Grand. No, they're all blowing up. This is good stuff. We got 100. It looks like we got 156 folks watching live, and about 47 participating in the chat. So, we thank you all for being here and joining us tonight. This is good stuff. Again, I'm Eduardo, aka the captain of New Wave Toys, and to my left, you of course know Shilo, our CEO and founder, and the purveyor of all the things we love so much. So I think first off, why don't we start talking about Pinball Expo, right? That's going on right now. Why am I at Orange Julius, and we're both kicking it in SoCal?
Yeah, Eduardo's at the mall at Orange Julius. He's grabbing a hot dog and one of those frothy orange drinks, and I'm in my living room at my crib with my brand new. Well, it's not brand new. It's new to us. Is this Cherry Asteroids
It's so
machine
beautiful.
behind me? This is no green screen here. This is live, and it's making some crazy noises. This is a really special Asteroids. It was in storage for 35 years, and it is absolutely mint. There's no signs of wear on the control panel. As you can see, the monitor's working great, although it is making some funky noises. The only thing we have to do is actually change out the marquee lights, and we're good to go. So, man, these old machines are finicky, but are they ever beautiful and excellent?
They're so cool when you open them up, and you're just like, wow. I don't know. I still find electronics to be magical, even though I like to tinker and try to figure them out. No, they're great. They're something else. Again, apologize for the voice. I'm getting over a little bit of a cold here, but I wasn't going to miss this for the world. By all means, we've been meaning to do this for a long time, and we are very excited to start doing this. And please let us know if this is something you'd like to see us do regularly, maybe once a month or quarterly, or do let us know, because we'll make the effort to make it happen for sure, now that we have the technology.
All right, well, let's get into the first update. So we were planning on going to the Chicago Pinball Expo. It's a big show this year. I think it's an anniversary show, and it is quite big, and we were planning on it, but we like to keep overhead low, and we actually decided that we're better off staying here. We got a lot going on, but our products are available at the show through our new partner at Pinball Traders is the name, and we do have product there for sale if you are going to the show. And why don't we just get right to it here? I mean, we're here to tell you guys about a really special announcement, and so we have a little clip. We're going to show you the clip, and you'll be able to figure out what it is from this clip, and then we'll talk about it a little bit later. So if we're ready to roll there, Eduardo,
Definitely. Let me share that.
All right. It's really short, so
I'm gonna roll it twice here.
And there you go. You're seeing it. Bally Williams license
Boom.
is obtained. Um, and we are super, super, super duper excited and stoked to get this license. As we started with Black Hole. It was always meant to be a starting point, and of course, these games are, if you ask us, these are the grails. These are the best pinball machines of all time. Um, Not only the first party Williams, Bally Williams stuff, but also all the licensed pinball machines. Adam's Family, Terminator 2, et cetera, et cetera. The list goes on forever. Um, we also have access to all those. We just need an extra license. So um, we're planning on actually two releases next year. And we want to know what you guys want to see us do first, as we're still working on Black Hole. Anybody who pre-ordered, thank you, first of all, for pre-ordering and supporting us. We certainly appreciate it. That's led us to get this license, and we're super serious about making these mini pins the best they can be, including adding new features going forward. We have a phased plan to add more and more function to eventually get to our goal of making these fully playable, as well as they will play in 1/6 scale.
Yeah, because I
So
mean, like half of the chat right now is kind of lit up. It's kind of on fire. It's about 50-50, the love and the hate. A lot of folks are saying, like, I'm only in if it's playable. But as we all know, 1/6 scale pinball is it is what it is. So obviously, we're going to make it as beautiful as we can with all the features. But it is a mini pen, and we don't want to do virtual. We don't want to do digital. That's already out there. You guys can even DIY it yourselves. You don't need us. So again, we're just trying to make a beautiful piece, right, Shilo?
well, we're trying to do something that nobody else is doing, and that's actually recreating every aspect and every detail of these machines. So, like in the case of Black Hole, there's a spinning black hole. There's a LED sequence that is called the infinity effect.
Right.
You can open the back glass. You can open that up, and just like you can on the real machine, and our double play fields, just like the real machine. And we're just doing everything that we put in, everything that we knew we could actually do and deliver on. And even that's been a challenge, because this is not a trivial product whatsoever. We sent out a update earlier to those who pre-ordered Black Hole.
Yeah, no, share the production update here.
Yeah, so we explained what's going on. If you follow us, you'll know that we had a problem with the first vendor, and I'll just walk you through it here. Basically, the first vendor that made the first engineering prototype, we went back after and said, listen, there's a lot of things that were missed here. We knew that, and we said, okay, can you add these things going forward? Yes, we can. All right, so we felt good about it. But once we started trading back and forth updates, and just to back up a little bit even more, when I say updates, basically the way it works is we submit a 3D file that we make to the vendor. It's their job to separate all the parts and make it manufacturable and make it so that the toolings are, first of all, make sure everything can get tooled and make sure everything fits, but also make sure that, it's actually can be assembled, right? So they came back and said, we're asking too much, and they were trying to make us,
Why did they agree to do it in the first place? That's the part that gets me, but I mean, okay.
Well, if anybody's wondering why they agreed to do it in the first place, is they thought they could, right? But once they start looking into it, and it was just like too much. So I'll tell you guys straight up, if you pre-ordered Black Hole Pinball, you got a really good deal because, you know, all our pricing was based on what we knew at the time. And this happened with Zoltar also, where, you know, we have initial pricing, we have initial bomb, we have an initial prototype, and we feel good about it because we've been working on it for, you know, a year and a half in some cases, um, you know, 18 months, whatever, 24 months sometimes. So we feel good. We feel like we're at a good spot and we could do the pre-order. We're not writing checks our ass can't cash, right? I mean,
Right.
we know we could do everything we're saying. And the factory, you know, they thought they could do it. And it just turned out, and, you know, we weren't bending on anything, right? So it's like, if you have a keen eye and if you look at the photos of the first prototype for the pre-sale, you'll notice there's a lot of details missing. You know, it was always with the caveat of, yeah, we'll be fixing all that and before we go into tooling, right? So anyways, this factory quit, and we just said, okay, fine. You know what? Go your separate way. We'll find somebody else. So we actually did find somebody else, and we've been going back and forth with them for some time too. Basically, we had to start from scratch. Again, taking our model and then them redoing it so it's manufacturable, right? So that's key. And we kind of ran into the same problem where there were certain areas, a lot of the tunnels, a lot of the fine details, they kept missing them, and we were like, okay, we keep telling you the same things, and they weren't updating. So they got frustrated also, and also wanted to quit the the project.
Oh, geez.
And yeah, it was. I mean, you know, it was a little hairy, but you know, we got with them and calmed everybody down. It was either like, you know, calming everybody down, or we actually paid them more money, right, to do it. So this is what happens. It's like we end up spending a lot more than we originally thought. And so anyways, we're fucking pumped because today, actually last night, we finished 100% everything. Everything is there. And if you want to pull up those images, Eduardo, if those are ready to go, we could show those images.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I was actually rolling them while you're talking, but here we'll roll them again.
It's hard to know what's going on. But you guys could see, I mean, every little detail is there. And this is good news because they've figured it out that, you know, it's manufacturable with all these details. So we have a plan. And, you know, this has taken longer, obviously, than expected, but we're certainly happy that our new vendors stayed with us and sticking with us, because going forward, you know, getting into the Williams tables, again, we're going to be adding more functionality and,
more features.
you know, the goal. So we, you know, a ball's getting into the playing field, it's draining. We got the flippers working, you know, first phase is probably going to be getting the flippers going because we're already working on that. And then maybe after that is getting the ball return and the drainage all figured out. And it's a lot of work, guys. And we just had to like shit or get off the pot basically with Black Hole because we wanted to get going on mini pins. Got to have mini pins. Every arcade has to have pinball, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, we had to start somewhere. And I mean, this is an old conversation at this point, but yeah, we're not doing digital. There's a lot of people doing digital, and honestly, to do digital right is going to be very expensive. You know, go through like a couple of things, not only from a licensing perspective, because not only are you paying one licensing fee to the IP holder, you're also paying a licensing fee to whoever made the digital content, which is way above our pay grade, right? I mean, we could not design a digital game. I mean, we could, but it's, you know, it's not our thing. So we're much better off licensing that from somebody that's already done all the work, you know. And that was the original plan. The original plan was to have a good looking cabinet with a playing field that was digital and a backboard that was dedicated. So, I mean, that's another thing with digital pin. People really like it because you can try out a whole shitload of different tables, right, on the same table, which is really cool and it's really great, but it's not real pinball. And, I think people probably do that a lot just to see what they like. And there's a lot of ways to do that, without us throwing our hats into that arena, right?
Right.
So, I mean, we thought we're better off. Let's replicate this just like we have with our arcade video game machines, taking the same path. But obviously, it was a lot easier with the arcade video game machines to get them fully playable right off the bat. Although even with that, we took on a big challenge because we picked a trackball game with Centipede, right? But we got that going. And of course, that took us a little bit of time to get the first one done, a little longer than planned, and so is this, but not that much longer. And I'm just thank God because we're back on track and we have these drawings done because normally with an arcade machine, doing these tooling drawings is not an issue at all. I mean, honestly, you could turn it around in about 48 hours from what we submit to the vendor and what they give us back for the tooling model.
So sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but so that being said, because a lot of the chat is going back and forth about how this is going to digress from us making arcade cabs and replicades and folks want playable cabs. So now that we got that dialed in, those are going to continue. Mini pin is just going to be a complement to that line. It's not one or the other. They're going to coexist together, correct?
That's right. And we're getting faster at making the arcade video game machines. We keep on taking on challenges, like Golden Tee, which is a real challenge. If anybody pre-ordered that, we got an update coming next week. We're really stoked because we got the mini trackball to perform really well. It's not as good as this full-size trackball, of course. The controller is better, but it works pretty darn good now. And of course, again, I mean, this is the same problem, which I'm gonna have to try to figure out how to correct this because it means it's good for you guys or anybody that pre-orders for us because you're getting like the best deal. But for us, it's like, okay, now, for instance, with Golden Tee, we had to upgrade the sensor, which is a substantial amount of money.
That was for to get the trackball?
Golden Tee. Yeah, for the mini trackball, right? The small one. And but it's got to be playable and it's got to be enjoyable and it's got to be arcade accurate. Right. And it is now. So that's always something I'm always like, shaking my head. I'm like, damn, man, we got to try to figure out a way that we have all the pricing, locked down 100%, but something always happens, Right. And that's why you see like, with Zoltar, the price, went up once we actually launched it substantially.
Well, I recall while it was in development, like between the partnership with Characters Unlimited, you were able to add all these new functionalities because as we're starting the development the manufacturing process, they're showing you things that Zoltar can do, and it was like, oh my God, ours has to do that as well. So it just makes sense, and in the end, despite the delay, it's the most accurate. Which is just a beautiful thing. Like that's the goal, right? I mean, I know that's
that is like meeting or exceeding your expectations.
Right.
I mean that's always the main concern and main goal is to make sure that happens. And of course we did that with Zoltar because I mean we had to rework every single one. We had 5,000 built. Are you kidding? I mean, that stuff hurts. I mean, that hurts us a lot more than it, waiting a little bit longer to get it, right? So we'll do anything to make sure the final product is as good as it could possibly be. And I mean, that's definitely the case with mini pins. And again, you guys can't have an arcade without pinball.
Right.
Come on, you got to have it. And these machines are just so awesome, and we're just ecstatic to have the Williams license and be able to do them,
Now,
right? So
folks are asking, does this mean we can do Williams arcade cabinets now as well? And if not, how soon would we be able to do so?
that's a great question, and in fact, something that we are actively working on. This would mean that our arcade machines would actually have Williams branding on them,
Right.
which nobody else has,
Exactly.
right? And that's what we do. We go that little extra, right, to have those logos, whatever it might be. It's funny, Eduardo, thinking back to when we launched the first Dragon's Lair,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, we asked about cinematronics to the licensor, which is Digital Leisure, and they're great, they're our partners and everything, and they were like, oh, that's, they never knew anything about it, honestly, and told us you're better off just leaving it off.
Huh.
And then we're like, okay, so we did. And if you guys recall, I mean, the first Dragon's Lair has a Replitronics
Oh,
coin door
the
with
coin door
a
logo, yeah.
Yeah. And I remember when we were doing an update, and I was so excited to show everybody the coin door with, because it has the embossing and the really
Right.
nice printing, the pad printing on it and everything. It just looks, so it was our nicest coin door to date. And just so many guys got disappointed that it didn't say Cinematronics, and we learned something from that. So what do? Lawyered up, and actually looked into it, spent the money, and now we own the Cinematronics trademark, right? So that's why it's on Space Ace,
Right.
and the reissue of Dragon's Lair, So all these little details. Same with Romstar. That's another one, with 42 and 43. Romstar, we're a distributor here in the States, and I mean, there's a lot of classic arcade machines that have Romstar logos on them, and we wanted to have that, So that's why we lawyered up again and got that one, and we actually have a couple more in our back pocket for future projects for both pinball and for arcade machines. So don't think at all that pins are going to take away from vids, because they're not. They're together. It's all together as one. That's Replicate, right?
Right.
I mean, that's an arcade, man. An arcade is everything. It's all these things. It's that plus other things that we sell, like our UV blacklight carpets. I mean, sell those a lot because it adds to this. That's all about
And I also wonder, like, if we drop 6 Replicade cabs a year, like, honestly, people, can you afford that? Because I can't. Like, I'd be losing my mind. I mean, I'm an LP junkie, so between trying to go to live shows and buy albums, like, it's ridiculous these days at how expensive everything is. So I understand the desire to want more faster, but let's be honest, like, I think it's really cool that we can pull off 3 or 4 Replicades a year, add the mini pins and some accessories in the mix, and have a full line. I don't know. I don't know. I just think if we were dropping 6 to 10 Replicades a year, we'd have warehouses everywhere full of product, because
it would be too much.
Yeah.
Honestly, that would be too much. Our goal really is to do 1 Replicade per quarter, and that's 4, right? So next year we'll have Black Hole coming out, plus 2 Williams mini pins, and we're finally this year getting ahead enough that next year we'll have those 1 Replicade arcade video game machines every month. So that's 6 releases. I mean, that's 1 every 2 months. That plus we got a couple more things in store for you guys this year, and really this kind of brings me full circle to why we call this show Arcade Life, right? Because everything we do as a company is really revolves around, especially in back in the day, what was going on at the arcade and what life was like at that time, right? So what did you listen to your music on, Eduardo? Well, I mean, did you have a home stereo? Did you have a boombox or a Walkman? I mean, I could probably answer this probably
Yeah, it would.
at all.
Well, yeah, no, it was cassette tapes, man. Like it started. Grant, my dad had the turntable, but like like you have permission, and records were kind of cumbersome to a child. But once like cassettes and the Walkman became a thing, and you learned how to record, and then your friends have tapes, and you like dub tapes and make mixtapes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was definitely cassettes, and then
Well,
I
it's,
grew an appreciation for LPs from there because it'd be like, oh, buy the records of the ones that are really important, but cassettes are for on the go was how it started.
so that's kind of my point, right? That's why we make boom boxes.
Yeah,
That's why we have a power bank that looks like a Walkman.
right.
That's why we're coming out with a line of BMX bikes, and that's coming right away. Excuse me, sorry. Shut that off. Fucking phone. And to the point here, it's like, all right, BMX bike. Well, how does that? I mean, well, how did you get to the arcade, right? Well,
Yeah,
you probably either rode your skate, rode your BMX bike, or took the fucking bus, or if you're really lucky, maybe your mom drove you, right, or
right.
something like that. So I mean, it fits in, and it fits in with what we were into at that time, and it also adds another line to New Wave Toys, portfolio,
Right.
which that's what we're trying to do, and we're trying to bring in, like, maybe there's a guy who's going to see our Mongoose Moto Mag and be like, this is awesome. I'm really into old school BMX, whatever. I'm going to start collecting these things. And then maybe he sees what else we make and is like, oh, wow, you know, Crystal Castles is coming out. Or they'll get turned on and we'll keep building our community that way.
Right.
So that's what our goal is. And I will say that we actually have a couple more things this year in store that we will be dropping on you guys here in the near future. And it all is in that vein of arcade life. So
Chat is
any
also asking about the Spectator monitor. Is that still
yeah,
happening? Do we have anything, any updates regarding that project?
yeah. So Spectator monitor also went through a vendor change. It also went through a whole spec change. Um, uh, Initially, back when we showed it with Space Ace, it only worked with the Replicades, right? It only worked with that for the mirroring. It had HDMI in the back, and we took a step back and okay, that's great. Really great Spectator monitor for Replicate, but we need to appeal to more people, right? Who else would want to buy something like this? And what inputs would they want, right? So, okay, I personally, or Eduardo has VHS
Oh yeah.
machines and older video game consoles. They all use RCA jack, right? They all
Right.
have a yellow RCA jack. So we had to add that as an input with the scaling and everything, so you could actually, plug in a VCR and watch a movie on the thing, or plug in an old, video game console and play on it. So, I mean, again, this means a whole new rework, and we're working on it right now, and um, holding on to it until we have this next video game machine ready, and we kind of want to put them out in tandem at
Okay.
the same time. So it's coming, and it's in the works. Haven't forgotten about it, and we're excited about it. It's just we had to make it better.
Of course. And dual function is what I kind of like. Like I really like where it's going now because it's almost becoming its own individual accessory that you can do stuff. I think right now I feel like the big change that's happened, especially since returning from the Cleveland show last year, is trying to find that sweet spot of 1/6 scale collectors, especially the action figure collectors, Plus, along with the folks that have arcade nostalgia that love our product because it allows them to own an arcade in home on their bookshelf. It's one of those things where that's what drew me to wanting to work with you. In fact, was it's like, oh my God, like I could never have a dozen arcade machines in my home. Number one, my wife would kill me, and two, like I just don't have the space. Like it's impossible. So
Yeah,
so that's the beauty of it. It's then I see the joy our product brings to people. I've seen grown men cry when they hold a Cubert. It's magical. It is magical. Oh, chat says they want a 1/6 scale Shilo action figure.
somebody said that before, and I said, yeah, two people would buy it. Me and my mom, and and that's it. And hi, mom.
Yeah.
Before I forget, I know mom's watching, so hi, mom.
Oh, hey,
Um,
mom, both moms. I think my mom might even be watching as well.
right, hey, all moms, right, all
And
moms out
this
there.
is sparkling water. I wish it was a 40 ouncer, guys. I know the chat was like, Captain's just
I'm,
chugging away.
I'm drinking a 40 ounce or two of San Pellegrino.
Uh, yeah, exactly. I got the Mexican version. There you go.
Tuco, Tupo, Chico. What is
Yeah,
it
yeah,
called?
yeah. The topo, the topo
Topo
chico that
Chico.
all the kids love out here in LA. It's so funny. It's
It,
everywhere
it's
now.
like super carbonated,
Yeah.
like too much actually. I prefer the San Pellegrino. Plus, you know what? Coca-Cola makes that. Did you know that?
No. Ah. Boo.
Yeah, sorry to burn you out, man, but you're drinking tap water that's carbonated.
Oh yeah. I figured as much.
No, Topo
It'll keep
Chico's
me
good.
hydrated.
You can't go wrong with San Pellegrino.
Tammy G in
Um,
the chat saying moms are rock stars. Yes, they are. I know for a fact my mom is a definite rock star.
my mom's our biggest fan.
Yep. No, I try to engage with your mom as much as I can on the socials. I always try to give her likes and hearts and comments and all that, and do the engagement.
Good. She appreciates that
Oh
because
yeah,
I'm never really on. I'm not a social media guy. I'm
I
just
try
busy.
not to
Like,
be, but I get sucked in. It just kind of is what it is.
you're addicted to that dopamine hit. You have to have those likes.
Yeah, I guess. You
It's
might be onto
crazy that
something
it's a
there.
dopamine hit, isn't it? That's kind of wild. Like that's actually given like I think it's especially with young people, they really get off on like fucking getting likes and shit like that.
Yeah.
So it's funny. But me personally, I'm just not on it very much, and it's just I mean,
Well,
man,
that's
it's
why
all
we're
work.
doing this here now. So hopefully, this will be a hit. Hopefully, we'll get some views here. It'll give our YouTube some traction. That being said, if you haven't already, please subscribe, like the live stream, give us some likes. That way, we can let the YouTubers know that hey, we want to do this. Because anytime I try to set something up in our studio, they're like, "Oh, you're not big enough," and it's like, "Come on, guys, help us out." We're just trying to do our public access show here.
That's right. Yeah, we were joking about public access and like talking about Wayne's World
Yeah.
like yesterday or something, and it was like it's funny because that's actually really high budget. Like they had a boom mic guy. I mean, do you remember all the guys that were
Oh
working? I
yeah.
mean, they might even have a Bass Boy or a grip. I don't even know what
Well,
those
it was
dudes
just
do. But
equipment. I mean, I have some in this room here too. It's just old video equipment. It's big, it's bulky, and you
but I'm
needed
sorry, but
you needed a crew. Like, and now I'm like, the fact that we were able to pull this together without a crew, I'm like, huh, technology is cool.
yeah, so I mean, you guys, yeah, for sure. Please subscribe to our channel. We're trying to grow it, and we hope you like this. And please ask some questions.
We are
And
getting a
Mark,
lot of folks here asking about Skee-Ball. What's any updates? Is that
oh
still a
yeah,
green light? Is that in our
okay.
future?
So this is interesting with Skee-Ball. So we're actually waiting on that whole tooling drawing phase with Skee-Ball, because we're doing that right now, and our tooling prototypes can be ready pretty soon. So I'm glad we're waiting. Skee-Ball's certainly not as complex as a mini pin, but it's still, I mean, there's still a lot going on there. And, we also are adding all the sound effects. I mean, we're going to have the next prototype's going to be, it's going to be dialed in, and we're going to be really ready to go right into tooling. So that's coming up right away here, guys. I mean, it's right around the corner.
Very cool. Very cool. So probably 2025.
It ain't going to be out this year, but certainly
Right.
we might drop it this year, right? So gauge everybody's interest level, and I mean, we got a good response.
Yeah,
we did.
The survey did really well. The prototype at Cleveland was well received. So no, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. And again, it's all part of that. It's all part of the universe, right? It's tickling that nostalgia. It's part of the era. As as I always like to say, we really pride ourselves on being era appropriate.
Well, it's funny because like not every corner arcade had a Skee-Ball, but some of the bigger ones certainly did.
Yeah.
They usually a couple lanes, side by side, or like, kind of a Coney Island or, midway type thing. Definitely a lot in those, or, but they were in the arcades. There's certainly an arcade staple. So, that fits in. And there's a special new feature that we built in. And, I can't talk
wait.
about it right now.
Shilo's changing things, adding things. I love it.
Yeah, so Eduardo's busting my balls about changing and adding things, because I am notorious for that, and I drive people fucking crazy. But I mean, take the good with the bad.
Yeah.
Because
it's just everyone in the chat. It's like everyone's like, "Where's my sick machine? Where's my Artomat?" And it's like, I'll tell you where it is.
Those are on the way. The SIGs and the Artos are on the way. Those turned out really nice. That's a really nice added piece. You guys are gonna dig them.
Yeah. No, the light on them is really cool. It the one I've been playing with in our little diorama at the office, like every time I walk past it, Granted, we have the dude from Sideshow, which, oh my God, it looks just like Jeff Bridges. It's ridiculous. It's uncanny. But yeah, I have him there, like he's smoking next to the Artomat, and it's good stuff. So it's gonna really bring the arcade together.
It really is going to tie the whole arcade.
Yeah,
together.
exactly. Yes. There you
go. So lots coming. Thanks again. I mean, everybody, for your support. We wouldn't be here without you. And, I'm super grateful. And so we all are. We love you guys. And that's why we want to do this show. I mean, we've been planning it for a while. And it's like, we wanted to do one and have a guest on and this and that. And didn't work out. Kind of shelved it for a while. And we're like, you know what? Let's do it, man.
Yeah.
Let's do it. So, again, this is you guys' chance to ask questions. You want to know something, shoot away. Or we'll just keep on blabbling. But yeah, we also want to know, you want to see this more? We'll be able to tell by the thumbs up, right, in the comments and stuff like that. So let us know.
Response has been good. Cocktails. Folks are asking about cocktail tables, 1/6 scale. Is that on the agenda? Any chance?
Yeah.
I know that there was mention of it years ago. I think there was like a survey that a lot of folks were saying.
Well, we did the Missile Command, right?
Yeah.
We did the Missile Command one. And it was really cute. It's just we had so much Missile Command stuff. We had the regular one, we had the field test, we had the cockpit, and we had the cocktail. And the cocktail is really cute, really nice, and everything. So absolutely, we're going to be doing a couple cocktail tables coming up.
Okay.
Different form factors. that's in the works.
Nice.
I'm
Nice.
just not going to tell anybody what title it is. I mean, you're gonna have to wait on that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Folks are
everything's
asking about light gun games. Any chance of 1/6 scale like shooting games like Buck Hunter, or I think T2 was another one. I loved Operation Wolf myself. And then you and I were fans of Chiller because it's just, oh, it's so wrong. It's the most wrong arcade game ever.
killer.
But I mean, could you imagine dropping a Chiller right now for a Halloween pre-sale? And
Maybe next year. You know what is awesome about that question is we actually have that technology that will work in 1/6 scale.
oh, light gun,
So
really?
yes,
It can be that
yeah,
accurate, like that tiny? Like,
it's
wow, that's
actually way
awesome.
it's actually way better than using this technology on a big screen TV, because when you're using this tech on, it's kind of like the Wii, right? It's got the sensors and it's triangulating where you are,
Okay.
you know, and figuring it out, right? But you have to be in the sweet spot in front of the TV for a lot of these light gun solutions to work. However, when you shrink it down and you have the gun mounted, right? Operation Wolf, for instance,
Uh-huh.
perfect because you're always in the sweet spot,
Yeah.
and you know, so yes, we actually are. We can do it. Let me leave it at that. And yes, I don't know if it will be Big Buck Hunter. I'd actually probably say no. It's not going to be that.
Okay.
Um, I would say Chiller is much more likely than Big Buck Hunter.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, because I don't. I think it's Exidy was the company that did that one, and I I, I, I don't think anyone. I
So,
don't
so
know.
I actually reached out to Exidy because I want to do a death race too,
Oh,
right?
cool.
Uh, just because it's my first memory. It's my very first video game memory. You know what? I never saw Pong in the wild ever.
Oh,
Did you
wow.
guys see Pong in the wild? Let's know it in the chat.
Um,
Did you, Eduardo?
I did, but honestly, it was as a cocktail. I never saw that yellow bubble thing that
That's what I'm
everybody
talking
loves.
about.
I
Stand up.
remember it as a cocktail, but
Yeah.
I
Okay.
was really young. I may have been like 5 or 6, and that's just because my parents were young college kids, and they would just drag me to the bar instead of getting a babysitter and give me quarters, and then there now I'm a pinball junkie. So there you go.
Oh, you know what? I have to say a caveat to death race because there was a death race at the Y where I used to take swimming lessons when I was a kid.
Uh huh.
And it was the only frigging game there. And then they switched it out and brought in Space Wars, right? So I mean, I'm old, right? So I mean, these games are the old games, very first gen. And Death Race, I just love. Actually, the cab is beautiful. It's really cool. It looks like almost like Pusshead artwork, you know.
Oh wow.
And it's dope, man. And it was a big deal back in the day that, oh my goodness, this is violent video game. You're running over people, but they called them like gremlins or elves or something, and they weren't people, right?
Right.
In the game to get around that, but you were actually just running over people and it turned into a tombstone. And it's like if they could only see what video games are like today, I mean, holy
Oh
shit.
yeah, yeah. No, I tapped out with Super Nintendo myself with consoles. I mean, maybe PS1, but I never like I remember buying it, but I never delved in. Like once the controllers started doing this, I was like, I don't do it. So that's why I just don't identify as like a modern gamer, I suppose. But there's just something about the old machines, being able to hold on to them and just feel them and hear them, and like you're saying, like,
I
oh,
tell you,
it's making weird noises, and it's like, well, yeah, because it's not in an
like,
arcade. Like they have all their
hold on a
nuances.
second, Eduardo. I don't want to cut you off, but can you hear this humming? Can you guys hear this humming?
Oh no, yeah, yeah. There's a good 60 cycle hum there.
Yeah, yeah, there is, but it's
Wow.
all part of the soul of this game. It's just awesome. So all of a sudden now I'm like, we got a centipede and it doesn't hum like this. But anyways, it's crazy. Maybe it's because it's the vector monitor. I'm not sure.
Like the Berserk that we have goes through phases. Like there are times of the day where I'm like, are you okay? And I'll go out and check on it, and it's like it's fine, but it just comes and goes. And I checked the ground; they're all grounded. Everything's plugged in correctly. The boards look good, so they're just old. They're just old like us. It just is what it is. We rattle, man.
Old farts like us, man. But yeah, there's certainly nothing will ever beat the original like this. Original hardware, original monitor, original controls, original everything. But we're happy to be number 2. And we try everything to get as close to this and capture as much of that spirit and soul of the original as we can. And that's why we've been successful, because that's been since day one. And now we're trying to do the same thing with mini pins, right? And it's going to be good. I'm telling you guys, like you look at those pictures, look at those drawings. There's not any detail missing at all whatsoever, right? So you're saying something interesting there about home consoles. And I always thought growing up that there was this thing with the arcade and home consoles were always trying to catch up to the arcade, right? Always trying to catch up. And the arcade stayed ahead, I would say, until the Dreamcast. And then the Dreamcast came and home console caught up. Dreamcast went away. Look where we are now, right? But it was always I'm not as purist as you, Eduardo, when it comes to the consoles, because I was into them, up until I got a PlayStation. I love PlayStation. I love PlayStation 2.
Right.
PlayStation 3 did. It's kind of right around that time, but Xbox 360 I love. After that, out, at that point, where it was like, man, I mean, how much better can the graphics get? And it's funny because I look at, a game from then and it still looks good to me.
Right.
So
right. And when we go to a couple of these shows and I'm like, oh my God, PS2 is like retro now, and then it's like, well, duh, it's over. It's been 20 years.
It still looks awesome to me. In my former job, I was a buyer, so I was a video game buyer for Virgin Megastores.
Okay.
And I know my buddy JB's watching. What's up, JB? He's texting me. You fucking late for your first live stream.
Yeah, no, it's the communication between the OBS and YouTube jacked it up, and it is what it is. But we're good now. We're still holding strong at over 200. So no, this is good stuff. A lot of requests for Sinistar I'm seeing in the chat. Robotron, of course.
We got a fucking cool little thing for you next week if you're into Sinistar.
Oh yeah,
it's not the cab, but something cool. Check it out. You'll see probably on Tuesday.
Nice.
Little Halloween treat.
Also, the other question I'm seeing repeated a couple times is, when is the next Replicade reveal?
Yeah, working on it. We got a couple. Some are easy. The one that I want to reveal next is not trivial at all whatsoever. It's crazy. Okay. It's gonna really blow people's mind. I like to be challenged. With these things, I mean, we could get the Namco license and do all the Namco games, but we want to have the Bally logos on them, right? You know what I mean? It's like, so this new license with Bally Williams is gonna hopefully help us on that path. So we can, when we do a pack, mispack, they're going to be super accurate and have that branding on them.
Oh, nice.
So that's what we're working on already. And but this next game, I'll tell you right now, it's a Laserdisc game, and we've actually made some progress.
Well, speaking of Laserdisc, there's a lot of people here saying Dragon's Lair 2. So I don't mean to spoil it, but is it that one?
I would have to kill everybody listening if I told you guys what it was. Now you're gonna have to.
Okay.
I mean,
All right. We'll wait.
we're not gonna like spill the beans on everything here. Like have this show and like when we got, you know, something we could actually talk about and is concrete, like our new licensing deal, you know.
Right.
But at the same time, you know, uh, Williams just man, I think to me those are also the cream of the crop video arcade machines, right?
Right.
Your Defender, your Stargate, your Joust. Somebody already mentioned Robo, right? I mean, those, man, that's, you know, those are great. Those are great. I mean, the Atari cabs are really nice and everything, but I think the Williams ones are just a little bit better and resonate with me personally. I want to say one comment. I don't know if people noticed this, but in our little video that we played, we were playing the audio for Firepower
Yes.
by Williams, right?
Yep.
And those sound effects, that's what makes Robotron, I mean, extra special. And that's what makes Defender, you know, extra good. Come here, Firefox. Come here. Come here. Come say hi to everybody. Come here. She wants to play.
I was going to say, she's been so well behaved.
Yeah, she doesn't want to come. Anyways, I'll show you guys how big she's getting. It's crazy. But yeah, man, it's so cool that they use the same sound effects in pinball.
Yeah.
Right? No. You can listen, you can hear stuff. You can hear the Defender sound effects and a couple others. Robotron sound effects. I just think Williams was the fucking coolest company back then. I mean, Atari was certainly really cool too, but I mean, Williams, I'm talking American companies, right?
Yeah. No, Williams was just delivering. Speaking about Williams, and we're about to hit 55 minutes.
Okay.
Did you want to do any giveaways today? Should we do a giveaway? Are there enough people still watching?
Still hanging around? You guys want us to go a little while? We got one giveaway planned. Want to do it? Let's do it. I got a trivia question. Everybody got their keyboards ready? Okay, so
what are we giving away? Because I'm going to have to write that down.
We're going to keep track of them because we're going to give them a black hole pinball.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay? So this is going to be coming out when Black Hole drops. It releases when it comes in. All right. She's being bad. Okay, so I got a trivia question. And, yeah, you know, chances are nobody's going to know this off the top of your heads, but you could figure it out.
Well, I'll do my best to catch the first one that is correct. I'll scroll through all the comments.
First answer that's right is gonna. Do you remember what it is, Eduardo?
Yeah. No, I have the answer actually written down from before.
Okay. So the question is, this is gonna include, all right, since the 1940s up until I think it was 1999, including all the prototypes, everything, how many different pins did Bally Williams produce?
Oh, wow. All right.
Come on. If you know this off the top of your head, you're a superstar.
Ooh.
But it's a staggering number.
Oh, wait. No, we got a winner. All
right. Who is it?
JW is the first to reply 449. So JW, please send us an email to customersupport@newwavetoys.com. And I will verify it with your YouTube account. And we will put you down for that black hole because that will be coming to them early next year, correct?
Yeah.
So it's an early bird prize, but we will definitely get you down.
Kind of a football vein show, so I thought I'd give away one to somebody. And yeah, 449 different machines since early 1940s.
That's crazy.
So isn't that nuts? So I'm not sure, you might know, Eduardo, but so pins came out in the 40s. They stopped, and then Roger Sharp got them going again. I actually need to check that timeline. But
Yeah,
they
no,
used to think they,
it was all tied in with prohibition because it fell into the whole gambling thing.
yeah,
Um,
people thought it
and
was a straight up gambling
yep,
machine,
yep.
you know. And Roger
And
Sharp, who we met, go ahead.
oh no, continue. Sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say, met Roger Sharp years ago. Um, actually, in case nobody knows, we're 8 years old. New Wave Toys is 8 years old now.
That's right. Yeah,
So
we just had an anniversary this month.
yeah, September 30th is our birthday. That's the day I quit my job and incorporated started the LLC. So that's 8 years ago. So we're over 8 now. But anyways, the early days, and got an opportunity to have a couple drinks with Roger Sharp. And it's funny because at that time, I mean, we were all about getting a digital 1/6 scale pinball done, like, 7 years ago.
Oh wow.
And oh yeah, I mean, we went deep. I mean, they're talking to Farsight Studio about getting the software, right? And working with Immersion on a bunch of different haptics. I remember having a meeting with Immersion at E3, showing them some prototypes we had going on and stuff. And then as we got further down the line, um, we learned that, wow, we need some serious processing power here to make this thing look good. We got to get a custom screen so it's actually in scale. And then we got a ton of licensing fees, so ain't making excuses. But what really solidified things was talking to Roger Sharp, and I was super excited to tell him about our digital pinball concept, and he just
Right.
fucking shit all over it. He's just,
Oh, he.
nah, man. Like, real
Sorry, excuse me.
players
Oh
will
wow.
not.
He wasn't having
Yeah,
it.
he was just like, it was just like a little, it's not like giving up or anything, but it was just kind of it was like a little bit of a reality check at that time. And anyways, we spun our wheels there for a while, and it was just like, let's get back on track. And with the mini pin project, and here we are today. We're getting close on Black Hole. Got this new deal. Super excited about the future of pinball.
That's going to be good.
And Replica in general. So
very cool. All right.
So there you go.
Well,
congrats.
We are at an hour. I got JW down. I'll confirm when we get his email, and we'll get his prize.
Is that JW from JW Marriott?
No, I don't know. But did you have any other things you wanted to cover? I know you kind of wanted to keep it at an hour for tonight because I know you got some work to do. But we can wrap it up if you like, or we can keep going if you want to keep going.
I mean, I'm good. If there's a couple more questions there you want to field, I'll be happy to.
You spoke about the Golden Tee updates. Folks here are asking about Golden Tee. I don't know. The email's coming is what was my understanding. And then let's see.
Yeah, so Golden Tee, we're in tooling right now.
Okay.
We're in tooling, and we had a massive breakthrough with this new sensor. That was a lot of work. I mean, we tried out several different sensors, and this isn't our first mini trackball game. In fact, it's our third. But it's different. It's different than Missile Command. It's different than Centipede, right? I mean, you gotta rip the ball. You gotta rip the ball for those long shots.
Right. Yeah. It's a smash game. Like you really just that trackball gets worked.
Yeah. So, it's got to spin, and then it's got to register everything, right? So you know what? Long story short, it's working, and we're in tooling. And yeah, the goal is to have those done and shipped by the end of the year, calendar year. So
Awesome.
we'll send out an email to everybody on that here coming up. And anything else? Take one more question.
Let's see. Any plans to release older machines with new updates or features? Let's see.
I
Someone's
think
at.
the answer to that is, or actually, if I could probably put in Centipede into that question. Um, you know what? We're kind of against it, and now we're starting to think maybe there's a way to do it. And it was our first cab. Um, as you know, we had problems with it. So who knows? I'm not saying we're going to do it,
I mean, I
but we
think there's a
might do
lot of people out there that just don't have one. I think since the release of Centipede, we've grown a fair amount. Like I would feel confident saying like I don't know, maybe there's at least 4,000 people out there that wish they had a Centipede. I don't know, I could be wrong, but that is one of the emails we get a lot of like
more like
that
more
and
like
Street
4 million.
Fighter.
Who wouldn't want a fucking Centipede, man? Come
Well, I
on,
know
dude. It's
now
like,
that now the chat's blowing up. Like I'll take two. Like bring it. So yeah, no, definitely. Folks are saying a Tempest with an updated spinner would be really dope too. I agree.
that's
I
good.
think
It's a
that would be
good.
cool.
It's a good point. It's a good
Um,
point.
but yeah,
Yeah,
no, I'm
I
I'm
mean,
curious about this laser disc reveal. I'm gonna stand by on that one because that's news to me. So I'm very excited. And then and how we let's see. So for what's coming to the between now and the new year is the USBs are coming. The Siggies and the Artemats are coming. The restock of Zoltars are coming along with the Fortune tickets, and then it'll
that's
be the Black Hole and in 2025 once that gets all handled now that
well.
that's
I
going
mean,
in.
back up a little bit because there's still more to come this year, right?
Oh, okay.
So I mentioned it earlier, but people have been asking about our Mongoose BMX project, and yeah, I'm really stoked because we finished the tooling on it. So we're way ahead on it, and actually expect to ship those this calendar year.
Okay.
So that pre-sale is going to drop pretty soon, and then we have another little surprise that's coming that may squeeze in this year, if not finished in January type thing. And that's another really cool project. And we'll definitely do this show again when we reveal those.
Okay.
And just want to hear people's feedback, honestly, and let people ask questions about the project and stuff like that. And again, if you guys like this, give us a thumbs up. Please subscribe.
Yes.
We got a pretty light subscription. I think we're 1,600 people, right, Eduardo?
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Let's
it'll.
get that up to 2,000. Come on, guys. That's pathetic.
No, it'll get there. It'll get there. We just gotta make an effort to do this more often. I think if we just make this part of our regular routine, they'll tune in. I mean, folks love listening to you talk. That's the one thing I noticed immediately from you being a guest on all the other podcasts.
I wish I
And
wish the guys at work love to fucking hear me talk. Right?
oh
It's
man,
certainly not the case at the work, is it?
yeah,
No, that's a very nice compliment. And yeah, I mean, listen, guys, we're here to talk about new wave toys, but we also want to talk about the time, the era. We might talk about other things, music, and
yeah.
in pop culture.
Chuck
So
Norris. Chuck Norris. Who doesn't love Chuck Norris?
who
VHS
doesn't love
tapes.
Chuck Norris?
Look at this
Come
bad
on.
boy. Oh my God, from 1986. I had to have it.
Original VHS tape back when I believe VHS tapes were at the rental shop. I bet you that thing cost $500 or $600 back then. to the rental shop,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
And back in those days, it was a completely different model. Here comes Firefox. Here she is.
Oh, hey, there she is.
Hi, everybody. Mm. Firefoxy. Yes, you are. Yeah, she's here. So that's cool you have that because um, and then there was a big shift, right? And then there was a big shift and the prices went down and video stores started dying. It's a whole nother
Well,
cool
then the
little story.
evolution of the DVD and yeah, and then it finally
Laserdisc.
Laserdisc worked its way in there before DVD. But yeah, once streaming hit, it was kind of game over for those. But you know, there are a couple mom and pops trying to keep it alive. We have a nonprofit out here in Eagle Rock called Vidiots, and they seem to be doing really well with the rental model. I know Alamo Draft House has a thing called Video Vortex, which does free rentals. So the spirit's there. I think the main thing is just having that eclectic catalog. Like you want the weird stuff, you know, the old horror movies, sci-fi, the comedies
Yeah.
and whatnot, you know. But anyways,
There was just, I'll tell you though, I gotta say, there was something about going to the video store and renting vids rather than looking online. I'm telling you, I might be in the mood to watch a movie, and I start like browsing and looking at, and I'll just keep on browsing and looking for like an hour, and I'm like, I don't even want to watch a movie anymore. I don't see anything I want to watch.
right.
Whereas like
you're just
you were
doom scrolling.
I hate it, man. I hate it. I used to like you're going to the video store, you kind of have an idea of a couple you might want to get if they're in there or not, right? And if not, you pick something else, you bring them home, and you're basically forced to watch it.
Right.
You know, that's what you got. You got to watch it.
Totally.
So this whole streaming thing, man.
All right.
You don't own anything, you know? It's fuck. Yeah. So Eduardo's a smart one buying all his VHS tape. I have to say one more thing about VHS. There was HD VHS. Do you know that?
I recall. But you know, I got your classic here, the good old Repo Man.
Oh, my favorite.
Yeah, we'll have to pop that one out sometime.
My favorite movie is Repo Man.
Hands down, it's a good one. It's a great LA movie.
Well, top 3 anyway. It's probably my favorite. It got. I mean, at the time, I was 14 or something when I saw it, and I was just getting into punk rock, and there was so much good music, and I bought the soundtrack, and I watched the movie over and over and over. Fucking love it. Great movie.
It's good stuff.
Still good. Still good today. If you haven't seen Repo Man, check it out. Not any of this new shit.
All right.
The original one from with Emilio Estevez.
Yes. Yep.
You got it. There's other things out there called Repo Man or Repo Men, and
it's not the same. Now there it is in the chat. Now the chat knows. They're bringing up the plate of shrimp. So
shrimp.
They know.
That's fucking great. All right, guys. Well, why don't we end it there?
Yeah, no, I think we're going to call it. This has been great. Thank you all for tuning in. I did the best I could with the chat. It's definitely been active. I think we addressed most of the questions. And yeah, Shilo and I will put our heads together and, you know, we'll send out an announcement, hopefully in the next week or so, when our future show date will be. And I will hopefully be recovered by then. So thank you all for joining us. It's been a blast. Shilo, have a wonderful night, and we'll talk tomorrow at work.
So,
all right.
All right.
Take care, everyone.
Thank you. So